Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight on the Now Bakersfield, cars are revving up their engines and it's all for a good cause. A look at the Cruisin for Charity event being held at the Kern County Raceway tonight and what you can expect for tomorrow. Plus a new program helping those in need, how they're partnering with local churches to fill tangible needs, and thinking of going big this weekend for St. Patrick's Day, what law enforcement wants you to know before getting behind the wheel. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Chris?
Here's what we have lined up for you today here on the Now. A look at the new efforts to get technology that prevents drunk people from driving in any car. Plus, this is really cool. We're going to take you inside a lab working on tattoos that can tell you when you need to put on sunscreen or if your blood sugar is too low. And Oregon just became the first state to make rent control mandatory. We have a look at the nationwide push to do the same and the unintended consequences of making rent more affordable.
Good evening. Cars are revving up their engines this evening, cruising from southwest Bakersfield to the Kern County Raceway, all for charity. The Now's Amanda Mason has a look at the events underway, raising money for causes right here in town and how you can still get involved.
I'm at the Kern County Raceway Park, and this is just a little sample of what you can see tomorrow for the Cruisin for Charity event. And with us to explain a little bit more of what we can see, because tonight you got to get your tickets by 7:30, so maybe a little too late, but tomorrow is going to be jam-packed full of fun. I have Jack DiGiacomo, our Secretary of Cruisin for Charities. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to see tomorrow?
Yeah, so the event starts at 9 a.m. and it ends at 4. It's open to the public. We've got a little over 400 cars, trucks, and motorcycles that'll be part of the show. 100% of our proceeds are going back to 7 local charities that were chosen by the car clubs that support the event. We'll have a lot of local eateries and bars that are open. We've got Salty's as our presenting sponsor. Come and see Salty's booth. They'll be grilling meat all day long. And we'll have local bands, Foster Campbell and Friends, and a few others that'll be supporting on the main stage on 20th in Chester. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jack. And that is till 4 p.m. tomorrow. We can even smell the Salties already at this barbecue dinner. So you're going to have an exciting event tomorrow. So don't forget to tune in. If you have any more questions, you can turn to 23.com. But in Bakersfield, Amanda Mason for the Now, 23 ABC.
Very cool. I can smell the Salties from here. And of course, for Saturday's car show, Bakersfield police want drivers to be aware of some road closures downtown that day. Following roadways will be closed from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 17th through 22nd Streets from I to K Street, plus Chester Avenue from 23rd Street to Truxton Avenue. There will also be other various road closures throughout the day Saturday. For full details and this map, just head to our website, turn223.com. And speaking of driving cars, a new survey says a percentage of Bakersfield drivers are considered super commuters. According to apartmentlist.com, a super commuter is someone who travels more than an hour and a half each way to work. That's a minimum of 3 hours behind the wheel each day. Here in Bakersfield, 3.2% of residents fit that criteria. The survey says most super commuters live on the outskirts of larger cities, like in our case, Los Angeles. The next generation of students are getting the opportunity to learn about possible career opportunities. Our very own Danielle Kernkamp was at the Cecil Avenue Math and Science Academy this morning talking to students for Career Day. The day is organized by the school to give students an inside look at jobs around Kern County, including what it's like to be a news anchor. Danielle sharing some tips with the students on putting their best foot forward and making a first impression.
You create your own labels, so if someone is saying, oh, that person is so blank, you're kind of deciding what you want them to say based on how you react. So
that's always good advice, of course, with plenty of time for the 12 and 13-year-olds to perfect it. Well, a new nonprofit has officially opened up an office here in Bakersfield, looking to connect those in need with much needed necessities. CityServe is a collaborative partnership between churches around town, county officials, and big box stores. The stores provide like new returned items to a warehouse operated by CityServe volunteers. Those items are then distributed to local churches who put them in the hands of those in need. A partnership leaders say is changing the dynamic of helping those in need.
Just showing up and saying, well, what if we work together and do something together? How powerful could that be? That's what we do say in CityServe. What if we could just kind of resource the whole faith community to be God's answer?
To find out how you can help or if you're in need of assistance, visit turnto23.com. Well, if you are celebrating St. Patrick's Day this weekend, be sure to think twice before drinking and getting behind the wheel. Several law enforcement agencies say they will have extra officers out and about looking for intoxicated drivers. BPD saying in addition to the extra officers, they'll be holding a checkpoint over the weekend. It'll start at 6 p.m. Saturday and run until 2 a.m. Sunday. According to CHP, one person was killed and 48 were injured in DUI crashes on St. Patrick's Day last year. Chris?
It's no secret drunk driving is a serious and deadly issue. And the question is, how can more lives be saved? A device being put in all cars could be the answer. Annie Taylor's here with the debate over what one day could make it more difficult for drunk people to get behind the wheel.
Every day, almost 30 people lose their lives to drunk driving crashes, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Now lawmakers are getting more urgent about the idea of making some sort of alcohol testing device mandatory in all cars.
What I want to figure out is why, how we're going to get this from limited field testing to something's placed in vehicles. I totally agree that 4 years is just way too long. We keep having that excuse.
Well, automotive safety group leaders testified they are expanding testing technology that prevents a car from starting if alcohol is detected. But legislators at that hearing were pushing back, wanting to know why it can't be in cars now. The new president of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, who we recently interviewed, was also there. She lost a teenage daughter to a drunk driver. She testified that there has been a 16% reduction in alcohol-related deaths in the states that have some type of law requiring most first-time DUI offenders to have an ignition interlock device on their car. Now, the driver alcohol detection system for Safety Group has technology that can detect a driver's alcohol level in less than a second without even having to blow into any device. Sensors in the door or steering wheel can detect alcohol just by normal breathing or by the driver touching a sensor with their finger. Some of the pushback, though, on this is the cost of putting it into all cars and making sure it's accurate enough so sober drivers aren't inconvenienced when they go to start their cars.
All right, Annie, thank you. And next in our lineup, we're going to take you inside a really interesting lab. They're working on tattoos that can tell you when you need to put on sunscreen or if your blood sugar's too low. We're going to show you how this works when the Now continues. Fashion company Louis Vuitton recently honoring Michael Jackson at a fashion show. That tops our Now News feed. They received plenty of backlash. They say they were unaware of new allegations of sexual abuse against Jackson, and they're now calling the accusations that were made in a recent HBO documentary deeply troubling. New study proving just how important movement is. New JAMA study says that women who do light physical activity have a 42% lower risk of dying from coronary problems like heart attacks. Now, experts aren't really even talking about exercise here. They say things like walking around, just getting dressed, all of that can help. We'll talk about a multi-million-dollar mistake. Louisiana accidentally paying double tax refunds for nearly 66,000 people. We are talking an extra $26 million sent out. The state's now trying to get the money back. They say it was a glitch in their system that led to this mistake. Well, look, breakups, they're bad enough, but now Facebook is trying to stop revenge porn from spreading on the internet. They're rolling out new technology to detect revenge porn. Artificial intelligence can now ID intimate pictures that are shared without permission. It can find these pictures before someone reports it, essentially getting it removed faster. Revenge porn is illegal in most states. Now, Facebook is also expanding a pilot program with victim advocate groups. It's aimed at preventing revenge porn from ever even making it online. People can submit a sensitive image that they're concerned could be spread first. They would then be sent to the National Network to End Domestic Violence. A digital fingerprint of that image would be created, and it would prevent it from being shared on social media in the first place. All of this laid out in Facebook's new Victim Support Hub. It's online under Facebook's safety page. Well, more people are choosing what are called 529 tuition savings plans, all in an effort to put money aside for either their kids' or grandkids' school. Now, those plans, they allow you to take money out tax-free. The tax overhaul made it also so it can cover private education before college. Now, the number of 529 accounts went up 5% from 2017 to 2018. Close to a record 13 million people had them, according to research firm Strategic Insight. But there's one big thing that you need to look out for when we talk about these plans: the fees. Annie Taylor here with that warning.
Chris, the organization that oversees the brokers and advisors of 529 plans just recently said it would be looking into the recommendations those people are making. And that's because their recommendations could get you to pay more in fees than you actually need to. Your better option may be doing your own research and getting one of these 529 plans on your own directly from a state instead of a broker. And if you do that, you won't pay an upfront fee. And the average yearly fee is less too. This is according to a research firm, Strategic Insight. You don't have to go with the plan your state is offering, though. Each state offers different options and restrictions with their plan, and you may get a better deal going with another state. You can compare the plans on the website you're actually looking at right here, which is savingforcollege.com.
Well, the process to get or renew your passport can be a bit daunting, and that's why the Stockdale Post Office is looking to make it easy by holding passport fairs. The first fair is happening this coming Sunday. Residents of Kern County are welcome to come and get all of their passport needs taken care of. There will be extra staff available to speed up the process. Applicants can have their ID photo taken for $15. The Stockdale Post Office is located at 5601 Stockdale Highway. The event runs from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. No appointments are needed, but it is recommended you fill out forms ahead of time. For a link to those forms and more information on future fairs, just head to our website, turnto23.com. The sunshine and warm temperatures making for the ideal conditions to head outside, and today people did just that with free yoga at Rabobank Arena. The sunshine making for the perfect conditions to enjoy some zen outdoors. The event just one in a series of free sessions put on by the Wild Wolf Wellness Foundation to promote wellness and overall encourage people to get outdoors.
So it's just another great opportunity to create some change here in downtown Bakersfield and open up opportunities for people to come out and enjoy some free yoga and just share this time and space together.
If you missed out today, there will be more sessions in April and May. Well, looking ahead to this weekend, the boats are hitting the water at Lake Ming for the National Jet Boat Association season opener. Saturday and Sunday, you can head to the water's edge to watch the fastest speedboats compete for the top spot. It's $10 to get in for adults. Kids 12 and under are free, and so is parking. So be sure to get your cooler packed with snacks and grab a chair. The races start at 8 a.m. All right, let's take a look at live at downtown Bakersfield at this hour. Oh, gorgeous sunset and gorgeous conditions today. I'm looking forward to more of that this weekend. Here's the Now's Josh Sanders in for Allison Gargaro with a look at our weekend forecast.
Sunny and stable conditions as we head into the weekend, and that warming trend is going to start on Sunday with a chance of 80s next week. Those will be the warmest temperatures we've seen in the last 3 months. But as you can see now, not much is going on. We're drying out as high pressure is coming through. Dry air is going to be impacting our air quality. We were in the good range yesterday. Today in that moderate range, an AQI of 59. So we've jumped those 9 points. Still, though, going to be a nice weekend to get out there and enjoy the outdoors. But this is that high pressure that's going to be coming through Saturday into Sunday. You're going to see a big jump in temperatures going forward. In our county forecast, expect a high of 74 in Bakersfield. Low is going to be in those upper 40s. 72 in Shafter, low of 45. Grapevine, you're at 72 as well, low of 45. In our Taft community, high of 72, low of 45. Mountain community is going to see those low 70s, upper 60s for those highs. Lows still going to be in those lower 40s and 30s. Fort Tehachapi, a high of 62, low of 36. Fraser Park, you're at a high of 59, low of 40. Desert communities increase in temperatures as well. Ridgecrest, high of 74. You're the winner right there, low of 43. Cal City, you're at a high of 69, low of 41. Could see some winds up to 20 miles per hour. But over the next 9 days, look at that jump, Sunday into Monday. You have a high of 78 on Sunday, still lows still in those 50s too, but Monday, Tuesday back into those 80s, then another front coming through, dropping us back down into the 60s in the middle of next week.
We've been following the measles cases and the outbreaks that have been on the rise here in the United States. 228 cases confirmed so far this year. According to the CDC, all of this year's outbreaks in the U.S. began when someone traveled overseas and then brought it here. It really spread in areas that have low vaccination rates. We've heard plenty about that. Now, the CDC issues travel watches for certain diseases. 16 countries are under a CDC watch right now for measles. And notice where those countries are, the number of developed countries: England, France, Italy, Japan. If you're traveling, check on the CDC's website for more information. Now, you should know it's not just being in those countries that can put you at risk. It's the air travel back and forth. Now, for certain diseases like measles, the CDC works with airlines to contact passengers who are at risk of getting it. Now, they determine where the infected patient sat. However, the New York Times reports there is no system like that to alert people who may have been exposed at the airport. Now, we typically see tattoos as just really designs on our skin, some really nice artwork that you can have on your body, but what if they could actually help us stay healthy? Well, Chris Welch takes you inside the lab working to make that a reality.
Tattoos. They've been around for thousands of years, primarily as an art form. But what if they had a purpose beyond just aesthetics?
I think that we can upgrade tattoo inks to give people new abilities.
Carson Bruns is a mechanical engineering professor and a tattoo aficionado.
I got my first tattoo when I was 19 years old, and I've been addicted to tattoos ever since. I definitely have had to learn my way around a tattoo machine.
Now he spends his days in a lab, working to bring an ancient art form into the 21st century.
My idea is that by adding new function, new properties to the tattoo inks, that tattoos could potentially be used for more than just art.
He's focused on a specific type of tattoo ink, one that would embed tiny microcapsules filled with certain material underneath the skin. Now, one of his most promising developments would fill those capsules with UV dye. Essentially, it's a tattoo that tells you when you need to apply sunscreen.
So our tattoo, anytime you can see it, anytime it's visible to you, that's a sign that your skin is kind of dangerously exposed to UV light, and it's increasing your risk of sunburn and skin cancer.
Other types of inks would be heat sensitive, like these squares he's tested, and would only appear when your body reached a certain temperature.
A tattooable thermometer made of these heat sensitive tattoo inks could be a way to make it more accessible for people to read their body temperature and check up on their health. I can repeat the sunscreen test.
Now, these inks are still in their early stages.
I like that one.
But Bruns says the possibilities are endless.
I like to joke that tattoos can give you superpowers. They can give our skin new properties that we don't currently have.
I'm Chris Welch reporting.
Fascinating stuff, Chris. Thank you. And next in our lineup, we're taking a look into the push for more rent control nationwide after Oregon just became the first state to make it mandatory. That is when the Now continues. Rent has gone up 50% across the U.S. since the year 2000. Meanwhile, income stayed flat. The state of Oregon doing something about it. It's now the first in the country to have mandatory rent control. Kamasi Aaron with the push for similar laws to help renters.
So this is my dining room.
Michaela Ortega loves her new apartment.
Right here we have my bedroom.
For its features.
I love that it's so cozy.
But even more so for its price.
How much money are you saving with this apartment compared to the last one?
$700 to $800 a month.
Michaela's new place is just a few miles from her old one in downtown Denver, where her rent shot up $200 in 1 year.
The first 2 years that I've been here, I paid $40,000 in rent.
That's why Colorado lawmakers are pushing for rent control. Right now, it's banned.
We need to update our policies to give renters more rights and to give municipalities the full set of tools that they need to be able to set what the rent stabilization policies in their communities really should look like.
Take Aurora, Colorado. It's among the top big cities with the highest rent growth, up 35% in 5 years. That's why, in addition to Colorado, Illinois lawmakers have introduced bills to end the state's 22-year rent control ban. New York has a statewide rent control law, but cities can choose whether or not to participate. So now lawmakers are considering measures to close those loopholes. Activists in Pennsylvania and Rhode Island are also organizing for stronger rent protections.
This tension between profit maximization and ethics.
Alex Padilla, an economics professor at MSU Denver, says rent control could bring unintended consequences like lower quality housing, less incentive to build new properties, and discrimination.
If we want to make housing less expensive, we need to allow for more building to take place.
But the incredibly high cost of rent is pricing out people with good paying jobs.
And effective September 1st, your rent will be $2,500. I'm living day to day, just hoping I make enough money to be able to pay all my bills, to be able to pay my rent, to be able to feed myself.
Even six-figure salary earners struggle in some cities. I'm Kamasi Aaron reporting.
All right, Kamasi, thank you. DNA test kits for dogs are the new craze, but how accurate are they really? Monday on the Now, we put 3 of the popular kits to the test, all of the same dog, and you may be surprised with what we found.
All right, taking another live look at downtown Bakersfield. Gorgeous sunset after this short break. We're going to give you a sneak peek of what we're working on for the 11 o'clock news. Welcome back. Coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, it's a Hello Human Kindness story about small actions making a big difference. We'll tell you how a local youth organization stepped in to make a difference for a local veteran, giving him a sense of mobility at home. Also at 11, the latest from Las Vegas, where the CSUB women's basketball team was looking to make a run at that WAC championship. We have more on their journey coming to a close early today. Again, we're going to have those stories and so much more coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. That's going to do it for us here on the Now Bakersfield. We hope to see you back tonight. In the meantime, we're going to leave you with a live shot of downtown Bakersfield. Enjoy this gorgeous sunset and your weekend. Comfortable temperatures. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.